Welcome to the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast. It's me, Brett Steele, and I am joined, as always, by Jonathan Detroit Haynes. How's it going, man?
Yo, I'm 2-0. Phil's 2-0, and you're... Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry. Oops.
Also joining us, as always, the aforementioned Mr. Phil Ruxy. Phil, how's it going?
What's up?
I like
It
it.
must feel good, but that's okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and kick it off with our NFL reactions. Week 2 is in the books. Start off with Thursday night. Browns-Bengals. What do we think? Joe Burrow running for his life, but I do think you can see the beginnings of something great building in Cincy.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Bengals have got something there. He looks pretty good. The team doesn't look very good. The Browns actually look good for once, but it's the Browns still. I don't care how good Baker looks. He's not gonna. He'll turn around and have a 3-interception game. So,
yeah.
But it was an entertaining game, though.
Yeah, I'm liking Burrow, though. He's looking actually really good. I kind of having second thoughts almost. No, I'm kidding. I'm not having second thoughts. I'm still happy with Edwards-Helaire. I would like to have a young quarterback, though, so Burrow would have been a good one, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with what Detroit said about Baker as well. I think this win kind of covers up his inefficiencies, but yeah, you hit a wide open ball to OBJ, but other than that, not super impressed with him. So
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But then they gotta get Burrow some O-line help. I think he threw 60 plus times, maybe 62, 63 times.
That's
way to kill a career quickly. If you keep that up. So, which I don't think will be the case. Why does Joe Mixon always start slow now? This is 2 years in a row. He just doesn't get it going. Very, very frustrating if you happen to be Mixon.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a Bengals thing.
Yeah, it could be. Because if you remember last year, we did the player I need to give up on, and mine was Joe Mixon, but then he did turn it on late. So we'll see if that can happen again this year. Next, let's see. I hit on the Giants and the Bears. Obviously, devastating injury. Barkley. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's
huge. 2 years, right? Has he been dinged up? It's a little bit more than dinged up.
I don't. You talking about the Giants in general or Barkley?
Didn't Barkley have some problems last year or no?
I feel like he was hurt the year before that, wasn't he?
Maybe it's that. He's had some injuries in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, he has. I mean, speaking of injuries, I felt like there were quite a few injuries this weekend.
Yeah, that was definitely the number one storyline this week.
Obviously, Barkley, yeah, that was a big one. That actually, hate to wish bad on the commish, but I mean, that's just crazy, those things happening to his team like that.
Barkley
we're
going down.
We need a couple more of his players to go down.
That's true.
Offense.
Yeah.
No offense, commish.
And who do the Giants turn to? Devonta Freeman. I don't know.
How do you think that's going to play out?
Who I dropped before the season.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I mean, Dynasty League, yeah, maybe so because your roster gets so thin. But I don't know what he's going to be able to bring. I'm hoping for his sake that it's good, but I don't know. We'll see. He said he turned down more money to get in this good situation. But if you remember, he turned down contracts from the Seahawks, and I don't know if anything came to fruition with the Eagles. But I think he thought he was going to get more money and didn't.
Yeah,
now he turned down.
Why would you want to go to the Giants, though? You know what I mean? That's just crazy.
I'm big. Well, not all of us have the Giants going 1-15, Phil. Some of us have them just under 500.
Feels like
okay.
Nostradamus here, man.
What?
The Seahawks would have been a much better team.
All right. Elephant in the room. We will talk about it. Cowboys, Falcons.
Ooh.
What do you do?
I didn't see what happened.
Yeah.
Now, the whole time you're watching, are you expecting it?
Yes. We're pretty, yeah. we're pre we're
Okay,
pre
sorry.
exposed to this stuff. So
Yeah.
um,
At this point, it's ingrained in a Falcons fan's mind, right?
yeah, like that.
That it's going to
Honestly,
happen.
the not getting the 2 point conversion to go up to get to 28. At that point in the game, Falcons fans are like, "Oh no!" Like it's super. Like any little thing that goes wrong, too much was going right for it to end that way. Let's just say that these fumbles at the beginning of the first half with the Cowboys,
I want to
too much
know
was going right.
what were they doing on the special teams?
There's so many different factors, man. There's so many different.
Yeah.
Whether or not they knew or not to take a jump on it before 10 yards, whether they thought the ball was going to stop, and then obviously kept trickling. And the main another thing I've heard mentioned, also unlucky that it was on the Cowboys sideline. If that's on the Falcons sideline, they're yelling on them to jump on the ball.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
But they should have been prepared for that, though. You have to know.
Well, yeah, there's no excuse. And I thought about all this. Obviously I went through the 12 stages of grief during this week, uh, and I said the Falcons were not always known for blowing leads. Probably since 2012, the NFC Championship, we got rid of Mike Smith because he habitually blew leads, and we brought in somebody else that apparently has the same bug. So I think if we would lose this week to Chicago, I would not be against. Arthur Blank doesn't really do this, but I would not be against in the season. We got to get rid of the stink of 28-3. Got to wash all that away. But yeah, painful. But I did some deep soul searching this week, and I said, what would be different? What would be worse for me? Just live my life like this tortured fan, and this always happened to the Falcons, and it'd be terrible. Or I abandon them, which no one will buy, which everybody will make fun of. I abandon them and get on another team, and then the Falcons win something. Oh, option B is much worse.
That would be worse. As a Lions fan, I've been saying that for years. It's like I can't do this anymore. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And the Falcons are very Lion-esque in the way they lose games.
Woo! Very, very Lion-esque. I have one Matt Ryan stat, and then we'll move on to the next game, which does tie into this game as well. Matt Ryan has now lost 5 games where he hit 125 plus in passer rating and threw for 250 yards. That includes the Super Bowl and the Cowboys game. No other quarterback has ever lost more than 3 such games.
Well, I mean, honestly, as much as I give you a hard time about Matt Ryan, it's definitely not his fault what's going on.
And if we're in the truth tree here, the bad defenses, which sometimes can be blamed for these lost games, can also be a contributing factor to Stat Ryan and those big yards coming up. So that's also
true.
Not to take anything away. Everybody's heard the stat. Well, okay, we'll go on because I'll bring up that stat in conjunction with this stat. The Detroit Football Lions lose to the Packers, losing 4 games in a row with a double-digit lead. Is that right? I'm not even being mean. I don't know that. Okay.
They went up 14-0.
Which is BS in the NFL. I mean, it counts for the stat, but that's nothing in the beginning.
It's BS until you give up 31 straight points. I mean, what do you do? I mean, it's year in, year out. I've been saying this for years. The Lions are the worst franchise in the NFL. I don't care, Browns fans. Yes, you lost your team. You still have had more success in the past 52 years Super Bowl era than the Lions have. And I don't know, this organization just never gets it. They always try to get the next coach under a good coaching tree like Belichick. And Patricia he's garbage. We ran out, I can't even think of his name now. The old Colts coach.
Jim.
No.
C.
Caldwell.
Yeah.
Yes. We ran him out of town even after making the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, and then now we got a guy that has the worst Lions coaching record besides Ron Marinelli and Marty Mornhinweg. So it's terrible.
Oh.
How much longer do you think he's going to be there?
I could see them pulling the trigger during the season.
Yeah. I don't think me or Detroit get out of this or get to next season with the same.
And it's not looking good. They're going to Arizona this week. Yeah. Then they have the Saints at home. I mean, I don't see him winning one of those games. So
Here's-
it's going to be an 0-4 before, and then they have a bye the 5th week, and that's usually when you make a coaching change
That's a good
in the
point.
middle of the season. So if they go 0-4, I could see them making that change right there.
I saw the tweet I sent you Sunday with the Falcons fans and Lions fans shaking hands with the Falcons. 440-0 was the previous NFL record. I know everybody's seen this by now. When scoring 39 and not having any turnovers, that number is now 440-1. And of course, the Lions being the first team to lose 4 straight games, winning double digits. But here's my issue. You mentioned Detroit's schedule. The daggone Falcons schedule, I just look at the schedule and it's going to rope me in. We're going to go 8-8 or whatever. Bears at home next. At Monday night in Green Bay, that's probably an L right now. Panthers at home. Vikings on the road, they're a mess. Lions at home, who the hell knows? But I almost hope to lose that game to fire the coach. Who the hell knows what's going to happen there? And then on the road at Panthers and then Denver at home. So it's all winnable games coming up with a terrible ending at the end of the season. But, the Lions have lost 11 straight, I believe, going back to last year.
Yes.
Who is second to them? Who's lost 10 straight? Can y'all figure out this team?
Oh.
Sorry to throw a trivia question on you out of nowhere.
I'm going to go with
I just saw this is why I did it.
I'm trying to think. Maybe the Jets?
No. I don't know. Now, I don't think the Lions is top. It might not be. I don't think it's top. The Bengals might be top. I'm not sure if it's top, if it is. But Detroit or Phil, you have a guess? I think it's kind of under the radar losing 10 straight.
He's looking. I can see in his glasses.
I'm trying to think of a team. I'm looking at the teams that lost so far this week. I don't even know who lost. I can't remember who lost this week.
They had big news this week. With
Dolphins?
No. That's a decent guess. It is the Carolina Panthers.
Oh.
That's kind of a sneaky 10.
Yeah, that is sneaky. I would have guessed about 4 or 5 teams before I guessed them.
So, okay, so next up, Gardner Minshew seems pretty solid, man.
Yeah, he does.
Seems pretty solid.
Didn't he have a couple really good games last year, and then he started to come back to earth?
A little bit.
Yeah, so.
Minshew.
But he does look strong. We'll see how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
But he was definitely one of those quarterbacks I've been looking at like, wow, he's putting up some points, some fantasy points.
Yeah. Which he was a beast. He was a beast in the Pac-12.
I could use him right now.
Is he on your team?
Did you? No, LJ.
No, I traded him. I drafted him.
Oh, because Philip Rivers.
LJ loves to make trades, Phil. Send him a trade offer.
It does. Tannehill seems to be carrying the Titans even without A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I'm still surprised. I know he had a great year last year, but
Dude.
you're thinking, okay, it's just a 1-year thing. But
and Henry
he does look strong.
He's doing it without Henry being big right now.
Yeah, Henry's not doing much at all so far.
Yeah. So there's a few running backs that ended last year strong, Mixon, Henry, and they're not off to a hard start yet so far. So
we talk about that trash quarterback that plays in Minnesota.
That's my next up game. It literally says no clue what's happening in Minnesota.
Dude,
there goes twisting my words where I'm some huge Kirk Cousins guy. He is an average quarterback.
Nah,
he's not even average at this point.
Average quarterbacks can't carry teams.
I think he's below average.
He's having a below average start.
Sorry,
Think
Tim.
about average. You start below, you go above, and then you find your level.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a good defense or whatever, you can cover it up. Like Blake Bortles did with Jags there for a few seasons.
Or if you don't send your deep threat offensive weapon to Buffalo.
Well, that's true.
Another one of Brett's fun stats. Stephon Diggs had more receiving yards than the entire Vikings team.
Wow.
Week 2.
Yeah, Cousins had -4 points this week in fantasy?
I don't.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
4.5, 113 yards and 3 picks.
That's terrible.
That's
At that point, why is he even throwing?
That's
you know what I mean?
Because they were down. They're down big.
It doesn't matter. Like, they're just going to get down more.
Then I'm looking at the Dolphins and Bills. Yeah, I feel like Miami. I feel like it's time to get to it in there. Let's see.
You mean the KDFL Bills?
Yes, the official team of the KDFL. Each year we pick a team. This year we are part of Bills Mafia. So Awesome
right.
to see. Awesome to see.
Stays tuned, people, for later on this year. One of us will get power bombed through a table.
Yes.
I promise.
It's not going to be me.
It's going to be hard to do since Brett's in Florida, Phil's in North Carolina, and I'm
Figure
here
it
in West
out.
Virginia.
Figure it out. But Herbert looks good. Burrow looks good. Josh Allen. I mean, get Tua in there and let's see what he can do.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe a couple more games once they start going like 0-3, 0-4. I think that you just ease them in a little bit.
I just see this Thursday, Jacksonville. I mean, that could be a
Man,
nice big game.
I'm just not even excited to watch that game.
Man, it's a
No.
little battle of Florida there. Josh Allen is still incredible. How long can this go on? I'm not sure. But he does look great. I know he has had easy schedule. He has had an easier schedule so far. So what's he
Right.
had? What's he had? Just it was the Jets and the Dolphins, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Jets and the Dolphins. So not a huge test there yet. So we shall see if he can keep that going. The Jets are an absolute disaster.
Yeah, they might be the worst team in the league.
They are. I think so. I mean, it's just it's terrible. The Niners are hurt left and right. I think the field there obviously is playing a big role. They were looking at it today. I don't know what they came up with as far as if there's any type of ruling or if they just made some little adjustments to it. But
Yeah, that's those new fields like that. Sometimes they do cause a lot of injuries. So
Yeah.
and then you got to play again there this week.
that's
Oof.
wild.
Like
First off-
if I'm the Niners, I don't bring back Kittle this week.
No,
I just let him rest.
Don't let him rest. I don't throw Jimmy G out there. I don't know that he is even on the slate to come back anyway. But
Yeah,
I think they said he could, but I wouldn't do it right now.
I think he's questionable right now.
Oh, I'm gonna catch y'all for this. I don't think it'll work cap wise. Hear me
Okay.
out. If you're the Niners, you have a window right now to win. And like it or not, one of the biggest suspect areas of your team is the quarterback position. I mean, it's a fact, right? It is.
I can see
It's a
someone
fact.
cussing you in
Or
Glasgow.
whatever,
right now.
because if this happened, he'd be all about him. So it's a fact that if you had to highlight the question area of their team, it's the quarterback position. Maybe wide receiver possibly.
Yeah, definitely wide receiver and quarterback.
What if the Niners entertained a trade for Matty Ice?
Wow.
He could hit the ground
Hey,
running. He only makes
well-
$2.5 million more a year than Jimmy G does. He can hit the
telling you,
ground running,
there's
know
been-
the system.
There's been talk even before this season that the Lions would start considering trading Stafford, and I think they might. If we get a new regime change, I think I could see that happening. I mean, you just
Start
got
fresh.
to just restart, unload.
I mean, I don't want it to happen.
I'm not saying to
obviously.
the Niners, but I mean,
Right, I don't want it to happen, obviously, but Jimmy's 2 straight years with an injury, or I keep skipping last year when I do my
Yeah.
injuries, but he's had a few injuries. Matt Ryan knows it's probably. I don't even think it can work economically. I just know their contracts are similar, but I mean you can't have them both. You can't have $200 million
Right.
players, so I don't know how that would work. But I just thought it was interesting. It's like
So
that
how-
would be a great fit.
How would you feel if he did go there? And
I
win a
would
Super
want him
Bowl?
to win
for the
a
Niners.
title. I would want him to. I've already thought about this in my deep dismay on Sunday. I'd want him
No
to win a
choices,
title,
Steph.
but that's it.
not me.
You
I'm
wouldn't want,
bitter.
you wouldn't want Stafford to go somewhere else and win one.
I'm a bitter fan. No.
Well, I mean,
wouldn't want that
in
either.
this scenario, he's not.
no way.
He's not calling for it. He's not.
All right, I understand, but we don't even have a playoff win with Stafford. He's 0-3 in the playoffs.
Do you understand
So-
how much this poor man has gone through? In Matty
Yes.
Ice? How many times has Matt Ryan had a top 10 defense?
Wasn't he MVP though?
Yeah.
1 year.
Under
And
who?
he went. Whatever. All right, let's go on. Next game.
One time Matt Ryan's had a top 10 defense, and they were number
This is
10.
not the Matty Ice Falcons.
I have earned the right to complain and rant. My team of professional football players did not jump on a
No, you
live
haven't.
football. Okay. Carson Wentz continues to struggle. Whatever. That's going to move in my next slot. Drew Brees is getting too easy to pick on now. Carson Wentz moves up in my Brett's keeping it real with QBs segment.
Yeah, I keep picking the last 2 years. I'm like, all right, Carson Wentz is going to bounce back. I'm getting off that train. It's just not going to happen. I don't think they can protect him for one.
That's the thing, man. Yeah.
So.
Rams are off to a strong start.
Miles Sanders is pretty good though.
Yeah, he did. He
did.
Definitely looked good.
Good homecoming game, or a good first start game for Miles Sanders. Rams are off to a strong start, of course. No Cooper Kupp involvement yet. It's been pedestrian. It's been boring.
Yeah, Jared Goff looks like he's back to those 2017, 2018 years he was having.
Tyler Higbee taking away touchdown targets from Mr. Kupp. So we'll see. Pittsburgh obviously beats the Broncos. The Pittsburgh defense seems legit, but it has been Denver and the Giants so far. So
that's true.
Take that somewhat with a skeptical eye. Driscoll, I don't think he's that far off from lock. I think he's serviceable.
He was a Lion last year.
He was, and he was serviceable.
Yeah, he was serviceable.
Yeah, he was not bad. Not bad.
Didn't get us any wins, but.
Mm-hmm. And then to wrap up our 1 o'clock slate, Tampa Bay looks better.
Nice.
It was the Panthers.
All right, I gotta talk about this.
Go ahead.
Brady, he did have a couple. I mentioned this during our little Discord chat. He had a couple drop touchdown passes, but he underthrew one. He had a bad interception. I'm starting to see the age in Brady. I'm starting to see it.
He's 56 years old.
I understand, but I mean, he didn't have Godwin. I know that. Gronk's nowhere. He didn't. Did
you see Bruce Arians' quote?
No, I didn't.
We brought Gronk in to be a tight end. If that means blocking, that means block. If that means catches no passes, that means no passes. Bruce Arians.
He's not involved at all. Though. It's crazy.
No, he's not involved at all. I can see that. I mean, I still think Tampa's going to get better as they go on. They get used to each other. You're starting to see it even after week 2, but. I'm definitely seeing the age in Brady.
He did get some chemistry with Evans, which if you're a fan of that, it's good to see.
That's only because Godwin was out. Once he's back, his production will go down again.
McCaffrey obviously gets hurt. He gets hurt 3 plays before that touchdown run, I think I saw, which is wild.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, when they lose him, I mean, they're really hurt now.
And to wrap up our early games, Robbie Anderson getting used frequently and looks good in Carolina, which the moral of the story is, get away from Adam Gase. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Get away from Adam Gase. Tannehill, Robbie Anderson. Ugh. All right. So, anything else on the 1 o'clocks before we move forward?
No, I think we touched good enough. Yeah. We spent a lot of time on those Falcons and Lions.
Deservedly so.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really talk about Phil's Packers at all. I mean, they did play the Lions, but
Aaron
Jones and Rodgers, they're looking good. So
Aaron Rodgers' hate tour begins or continues. Sorry.
2-0.
2-0.
2-0, like me and you, Phil. I just have to keep saying that. Sorry.
Next up, Arizona dominates Washington. Kyler's looking very strong.
Yes, he is.
Very strong.
Having Hopkins on the team now, that team is – they might make the playoffs. They're in that tough division, though.
A lot of injuries. Niners have a lot of injuries.
Yeah. Seattle and the Rams look good. So
we'll see.
It's gonna be interesting, but Arizona's a team to watch.
I don't know what the answer is in Washington. I don't think it's Haskins.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, I don't like him that much.
I hate to cut on the guy.
They really don't have anything else though.
Yeah, they don't.
McLaurin.
Yeah, that's it though. On offense,
they can get my boy Gibson going.
I think defense. They're starting to get a couple of playmakers there, but they're still in that beginning stage of rebuilding.
They are. I mean, it's far too early to cut, Haskins loose or
of course,
bust or anything like that. But
they are in the NFC East, so who knows?
Terrible division. That was a rookie move on my part. Text out. Oh, the one division that would be fine with being over 2.
Yes, I meant to talk about that.
I sent that. I said, "What are you doing? Your season's in letdown and pain.
Yourself,
does that?" But I always say to myself, "Nope, it's not real. Curses aren't real. This is bull." finish the game. Um, the Chargers played well. Herbert seems legitimate to me. Defense played great. Lions played great on both sides of the ball.
That Tyrod Taylor story is crazy.
Insane. Oh, my gosh. Punctured lung by their own medical staff.
Yeah, that's insane. But Herbert, I mean, it's good that he got some play, and he looked pretty good.
The main thing you're looking for rookies is what? Composure, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Look like the moment's not too big for you is what I look.
He made some really good throws.
He did. Anthony Lynn, that punt.
Yeah. I tell you what, though. I mean, I know the Chiefs won, but they struggled in that game. I watched a lot of that game. Mahomes, yes, he came back in the fourth quarter, obviously. But he did not look good. I can't remember what his completion percentage was, but I'm pretty sure it was under 60%. But they struggled a bit. But, of course, when you got him and those weapons, you're always going to be in the game. So
I think the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get going pretty quickly.
Yeah. I think the Chargers defense is a little underrated.
Yeah.
Especially with the offense being able to do a little bit more ball control in years past. Terrible punt by Lynn. You don't punt back to the defending Super Bowl champions when you're in a game that you're not technically supposed to be in overtime. What are y'all's thoughts on icing the kicker? Bush league move, smart, dumb?
I'm for it if you get the timeout before the kicker actually starts kicking. Yes. I don't like – because it always seems like the guy's going to end up missing when they blow the whistle, and then the next kick he just hits down the middle. I mean, in this case, that wasn't the situation, but I don't
think
like
you almost kind of do a reverse psychology thing and act like you're going to call it but never do. Just let him think the whole time.
I think that it's hard to know if the kicker will see that or not, but I know what you mean. The uneasiness of it would be great. Giving them that free shot to kick it and see what it does and what it feels like.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I would still do it though. If I'm out there and they call timeout, I'm telling them hike that thing. What can they do? Can they penalize you?
No.
They may be able to if you snap it and still kick it. I don't know. It's just like an NBA player shooting the ball still after a foul's called.
That's true.
But okay, time to panic in Houston? Question mark.
Yes, because they got Pittsburgh this week, which is you're starting your season with Kansas City, Baltimore, and now Pittsburgh.
But that's the reason not to panic, right?
Really?
Well, yeah, because it can only get better.
Yeah. How many 0-2 teams start like that and make the playoffs? It's not high.
But
and
again,
if you start 0-3.
Yeah, but we have an NFC East situation in the AFC South. It's not a runaway division.
They just haven't looked that good, though, either. I mean, even though they're playing good teams.
True.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't think Kansas City's defense is, outstanding.
No,
so
certainly not. Hopefully, I don't know what. I mean, it's like Bill O'Brien has, his own thing going on. I don't know if he – I guess the owner would have to do it, but
the owner would. Who's worse? Who's the worst coach, Bill O'Brien or Adam Gase?
Adam Gase. Adam Gase.
I mean, Bill O'Brien's pretty close, I feel like.
I think Adam Gase is – I don't know. Bill O'Brien's up there.
He is.
Don't get me wrong, but Adam Gase, I would –
I'm going with Matt Patricia.
No, I'd take Patricia a million times over Gase.
Oh, no.
Oh, I would.
I think he'd have to take almost anybody over Gase at this point.
I would. It's terrible. It's not just the lose. We're going back to Gase now. It's not just the you're losing. It's players leaving you and getting so much better. It's like the Jeff Fisher.
Yeah.
Cam Newton. Is this real or fake in New England?
Well, it looks like he's back to – he's playing the best football since 2015 when he won the MVP. But I don't know. He played against the Seahawks, all right? Seahawks are last in defense. I didn't know that until I was looking at this today. And who else was the other game they played? They won. Was the Jets, wasn't it? Or was it the Dolphins? Dolphins. Okay. So is it a combination of both? Is Cam back, but he's playing against really bad defenses? Mm-hmm. Or is it really – he's really good again? I don't know. Because when you think Seahawks, you're like, all right, they're 2-0. I mean, I guess he played really good against a 2-0 team. But when you're playing a team that's last in defense, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I didn't like the call at the goal line at the end of the game.
No.
I think you just go up the gut, or you do that, fullback throw or something like that. I don't know what Pete Carroll's doing throwing the ball with Russell Wilson. How do you have the stones to do that still after all the hell?
I don't know.
Finally, as we wrap up the initial walk through the games, the home opener in Las Vegas. Almost said Oakland. Caught myself. Home opener. There is nothing like a home opener with a new stadium in a new town. NFL to get the party going. Of course, the Raiders get the win here. Boys, Breeze. You hate to see it.
Yeah,
I'm sure you hate to see it.
I don't think he ended up – I saw that stat really late in the game on that last drive where it says Breeze hadn't thrown the ball past 20 yards down the field. Everything was just 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards. What is going on? I mean, Brady looks at him and is like, wow, all this guy does is dump the ball.
He literally looked like he was struggling to throw it away.
Yeah. I don't know. He didn't look good, that's for sure. But we got to give the Vegas some love, even though I know Matt is going to let us know about it.
Oh, I said Matt's about to get unbearable.
Oh gosh.
But I mean, hell, that's a tortured franchise too. I mean, it's been 20-some years since they've had or a little bit under 20 years since they've had some consistent success. So, okay, my questions for this week, just my own off the top questions. Okay, would you rather have Gardner or Baker?
So Minshew or Baker, huh?
Mhm.
I'm going Minshew.
That's wild to say, isn't it?
I know it is.
I too am going Minshew.
I think we've seen the best that Baker can be. And he has weapons.
Yeah. Oh, he has a lot better weapons than Minshew.
Yeah. So
I think one of you said that last week. We've seen the best of Baker already. So
that was with the Burrow or Baker. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely. So what do you guys – who's your top 5 quarterbacks that you see so far this season?
All right. If I do this off the top of my head, I think I can do this. Ready? All right.
Okay.
Russ, Kyler, Josh Allen, Dak, Matt Ryan.
You had to throw Matt Ryan in there, dude.
Dude, the numbers. I know I'm a homer, but the numbers justify it right now. The numbers are insane. I don't know who. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody huge out, but I don't know who it is. But that's
wow. So what was – say that again, Wilson?
Russ, Kyler, Josh Allen, Dak, Matt Ryan.
Yes. I mean, I don't agree with the Matt Ryan, but
You never look at his numbers. You never look at them.
I'm looking at it right now.
He's in my top 5. I think I have Josh Allen number 1 actually.
I know
The
who I
guy's
forgot.
looking good.
Oops.
Russell Wilson 2nd. I have Matt Ryan 3rd. I have him in 3rd, I think.
Wow.
And then Aaron Rodgers and
That's the
Cam
one.
Newton.
Yeah.
He's looked good. I'm not saying Rodgers is like amazing this year though. He's looked really good though.
I just knew I was forgetting. It wasn't as clear cut as it was in my head. I knew I was forgetting someone to even be in the
He
conversation.
doesn't have any turnovers this year though so far. So
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I like what Russell Wilson. I think he's the early 2-game MVP so far.
Mhm.
I like Josh Allen a lot. I think Lamar's still looking really good.
Definitely forgot him too.
Yeah.
MVP.
And then Rodgers for sure. And I was gonna say Mahomes, but I mean, I guess we just take for granted how good he is. Even though, like I did say, he did play bad the first 3 quarters last week. So I would either say it's probably still him, or maybe like I don't know. Kyler Murray's looked pretty, or Kyler. Why do I keep saying that? Murray.
That's his name.
I know. So Murray. Yeah, maybe Murray in there.
That's pretty good. Now, my last thing is kind of a downer note. Who is more excited about their team after week 2? The Niners, who go to 1-1, but with the injuries, they won big over the Jets, or the Chargers at 0-2.
Still think you got to go Niners.
You do?
Yeah. Yes, you've lost 2 major pieces on your line. Your quarterback's hurt.
Chargers
tight
are 1-1,
ends.
by the way. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, your tight end's banged up. I would still go with the Niners. You're still coming off that Super Bowl. I know you always had the Super Bowl high, the turnover, but I was still saying.
What fan base do you think feels better going into week 3? Is my point.
Oh, okay,
the Niners
okay.
are the better team, I would say.
Right, okay.
But what fan base feels better? Because the Chargers lost, they got pretty good about the future.
Is there really a Charger fan base, though?
Yes, there's a Charger.
Okay.
I think it has to be the Chargers, though. I mean,
Yeah,
they
okay.
weren't expected to compete, really.
Yeah,
under that thinking, yes.
Well, yeah, I worded the question poorly. But, yeah, I mean, the Niners is a better team, obviously. But
yeah,
it's wild to think about. You never feel so bad after a win as you do there.
Yeah,
I saw the Thanos meme. We beat the Jets. What did it cost you? And he was like, everything.
That's great.
All right, boys. Last thing I have is Breeze or Jameis. Who do you think gives them a better chance to win?
I still say you go Breeze.
I say put Jameis in there. Why not?
I look at it as like a Hunt or a Chubb situation where it depends on the game script. If you got a lead, keep Breeze in there. If you need to come back, you better get Jameis in there to fire it up.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
That's the way I say it. I listened to part of my take, and they were joking about they're just going to start slowly sliding Taysom Hill in there more and more and more. Reasons up with like 5 plays. All right.
Yeah, Jameis could throw like 30-yard bomb or 30, 40-yard bombs like 30 times a game, though. I mean, he could sling it down the field every play.
But he also likes to throw it to the other team, too.
Yeah, I was talking with Detroit, and I was like, it's not even fun anymore. The pick on Breeze. Like, yeah. And I didn't say this forever, despite some commission's claims. I said this for 2 years that he's lost it. And he cost him the playoffs last year. He cost him the playoffs last year. Breeze has lost it. He's cost him the playoffs last year.
Can you say names, though, when you say people have said?
Commish. I said Commish.
I know, but we need names because people know who the commish is. Can we get a first name?
Jeremy.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure.
He tried to poo-poo on my dancing on Breeze's grave. All right, anything else from NFL reaction?
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Looking forward to next Monday night, though. Chiefs at Ravens.
Chiefs at Ravens is going to be amazing. If we make Trubisky look like a beast in Atlanta, it's over for Quinn. All right, so here we go. Buckle in, boys. It's time for our Week 2 KDFL rundown. Here we go. We start in Polka, where the Polka Pharmacists host the Dogtown Dobermans. Josh Allen continues his impressive start, scoring 40 for Dogtown. Miles Sanders' season debut is a huge success as he scores 22. Newton and Diggs combine for 64 for the Pharmacists as Polka gets in the win column, 263 to 258. Next, we head to Roxalana, where the Roxalana Renegades host the Commission's heavily favored Glasgow Gunslingers. They said they shouldn't even play the game. Kaiser leads the Renegades with 28. Injuries to Barkley stops him at only 3 points. David Montgomery to the rescue for the Renegades, scoring 23. And the Renegades do it, pull off what is the largest upset in KDFL history, meaning since I've looked at it, the Gunslingers lose 243 to 242.
Do you believe in miracles?
Oh, I was going to call for Al Michaels on this one. Disclaimer, we could be in stat correction territory. But this is an incredible upset victory for the Roxalana Renegades. Next up, we go to Nightdale, where the Dragons host the Montrose Mega Powers. Have a day. Aaron Jones leading all scorers with 46. Calvin Ridley's breakout campaign continues with 2 more TDs. Jamal Adams puts the Dragons over the top. Nightdale wins 231 to 227. Next, it's a Charleston battle here. The Marmot Midnight Riders travel to Charleston to take on the Methadones. Kamara catches dump off after dump off after dump off to score 38. Gasicki fulfills offseason hype, scoring 27. Derek, better than Detroit, thanks Carr, scores 25. The Methadones win 303 to 254. Now, the Hurricane Wildcats travel to Kanawha County to take on the Kings. Murray and Hopkins combined for 54 points for the Wampus Cats. CMC goes down with an injury, but after scoring 27, Tyler Boyd was Burrow's favorite target and scored 20. The Wampus Cats win 267 to 153, and with that sad, terrible score, the Kanawha County Kings have been eliminated from the KDFL Eliminator.
Your team is not good. I mean, let's be honest here. They're not good.
Finally, in our game of the week, the Elkview River Rats go on the road to take on the Cross Vegas Gamblers. Chubb leads the River Rats with 26 on Thursday night, getting them off to a hot start. The Tampa Bay pair of Fournette and White score 51 for the Gamblers. Edelman leaves it all on the field, though, for the River Rats, scoring 26 as Elkview wins 260 to 225. And that is it for week 2.
Woo! I think we obviously have to talk about the upset of upsets. All four of us, because we had a guest picker last week, we just crapped all over.
It's the only game we missed, though.
The Renegades, yes. We went 5-1 for the second week, all of us. We gave Eric such a hard time. I think one of us said, why are we even talking about this game?
It was a celebrity guest picker, yes.
Yeah. It was, we have to eat our crow. As long as there's
well done.
correction.
I mean,
But
in all fairness, I mean, who would have saw this coming though? You know what I mean?
no,
I mean, it's the best team in the league. I mean, the Renegade. I mean, the.
I can hear it now. Barkley went down. He started Danny Amendola.
You mean our commissioner would say something like that?
I already saw it. So it's sad it takes injuries like this for it to get it done.
I'm sure if we go and look at this roster, there was people that outperformed way above what they were supposed to. So, come on.
I enjoyed it way more than I should have.
Apparently.
Of course, we have the Dunbar aspect of the commission trying to lay claim to our hometown. Eric wins one for the good guys, but yeah. I am 0-2.
Woo.
Predicted 0-2, whatever. Aaron Jones is ridiculous.
I mean, we could be in a minor stat correction
It's
watch here.
far-fetched, but yeah, it's not outside the realm.
No, it's not that. It's only 4.2 points.
That could be a
not
couple
unheard of.
tackles. That's a couple tackles, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, with the defensive players, yeah. And full disclaimer, as I tried to make a joke of it in the rundown, Jeremy can fully come back tomorrow. It's way crazier things.
I
have
totally
happened.
expect to wake up in the morning and see
Yeah.
some bunch of posts from him.
So at the
Talking
time
about
this
being
podcast
undefeated.
airs, Jeremy could have won this game. But I don't care. I'm not letting it affect my mood. I'm enjoying this moment right now. What else from? Oh, Tim's team's decimated.
Tim's team is in trouble.
We'll see if he gets to replace Drew Brees with Tyler Lawrence.
Yeah, it's in trouble. There was a couple interesting games last week. Across the league, the scores were up a lot.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I mean, it was crazy high. The Polka Pharmacist and Doberman's game was really high.
That was that game you didn't expect to be great, and it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think LJ put
Keith's
it out
team-
on Friday night with Waller.
Yeah, Keith's team got screwed there on Monday night. But that happens. But yeah, there were some good games this week. Like I said, the scores were really high. All I know is me and Phil are 2-0. So
Real quick, who's the better 0-2 team? The Mega Powers or the Dobermans?
Get out of here. It is the Mega Powers. I've played the commission. I've played in our power rankings team 1 and 4.
I knew that would set him
wow.
off.
wow,
I played team
Brad.
1 and 4.
Why you
Now.
think so?
Moving
I
on.
mean-
Are we ready for week
Wait,
3?
wait,
Do
wait,
you have
wait,
anything
wait, wait.
else?
I have to really think about this question.
Do you? Go ahead.
because you've only outscored them by 18 points looking like this by total.
Yes.
I don't know. The Dobermans, I was going to touch this on our predictions. He's starting to get some playmakers on his team that I wasn't expecting. So he's up and coming. He's got Big Ben, Josh Allen, stud. Miles Sanders looks really good.
Pittman's going to be a stud eventually.
Who?
Michael Pittman.
Yeah, and I really like Deontay Johnson on his team.
Yeah,
he's a great complementary
really
number
good.
2 wide receiver for the Steelers. So
yeah,
he's trying to get some playmakers.
I think Josh Allen is going to come. I mean, I think he'll always be formidable. He's always going to be a must start, obviously, but he's not going to keep putting up 30 plus. He's got the Rams in Vegas on the road, Tennessee, Kansas City.
Let the record show that I think the Dobermans are a better team than the Mega
It's not some out of the realm possibility for you to pick against my.
I'm just saying.
Sir.
But the record shows.
You got Gurley bet to pick up. He's like 30 something on running backs. So
Dude,
Gurley, yeah.
Gurley is garbage.
It'll be fine.
He's
No,
garbage.
he's fine. He's not getting end zone.
He's not fine, dude. He's not
When Matt
fine.
Ryan throws 40-yard touchdowns, it's tough for the running back to get in the end zone. We'll have the opportunity to be at the goal line.
He's like that guy.
Three?
He's like that guy in South Park. Nothing to see here, people. Nothing to see here.
Well, Matt, Dax had or Deshaun's had a rough start to the season. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Ain't mad at it.
All right.
Are we ready for week 3?
Let's do it.
All right, week 3. We're gonna kick it
Yeah,
off.
why not?
I'm gonna go to. What do I usually do? Phil first, and then Detroit, right?
Usually, Phil.
Yeah. All right. So
Doesn't
the
matter. We can
1 and
alternate if you
1.
want.
Nope.
Yeah, don't want
The 1 and 1 Charleston Methadones traveled across Vegas to take on the Cross Vegas Gamblers. All right, Phil, take it away. Get us started in week 3.
All right, I think this is going to be a close one. This might be one of the closest ones this week. And looking at the Methadones, 8 of his non-offensive players are in the top 15 in their respective positions. So he's got a really good offense so far, actually. And I think the Gamblers might struggle to find a running back wide receiver fill in this week. Of course, Wentz hasn't looked great. I mean, I guess somebody in this podcast is right about him. I'm not going to say who, but I do like his defense slightly more on the Gambler side. Actually, I can't believe I'm saying that with all the linebackers that the Methadones have. Overall, though, I think the Methadones are going to have a better performance this week. So I'm going to go with the Methadones getting the win here.
Yeah, I think this game is going to be closer than what you would usually think. After the Methadones lead the league in scoring, I think they have 30 more points than I do when I'm second in points scored. So they're just an offensive juggernaut. Like Brett said earlier, Kamara's just going to get catch after catch because Breeze can only throw the ball 3 yards down the field. What I do like for the Methadones this week is Wilson and Lockett against Dallas's defense. Dallas is last against the pass, so I expect them to have big numbers. I just don't like the Gamblers' running backs. Yes, you got Dalvin Cook who's good, but Minnesota struggles, so they're going to be behind a lot of times and they have to throw the ball. I do like Fournette. I think he's going to eventually win the running back battle in Tampa. So I think it'll be close, but I definitely think the Methadones is going to win this.
All right, this is the first for me I'm doing right now. I am going to do – okay, when I look at this, it's everything you all said. By the time this thing gets to me, I hardly have a lot to add.
Would you like to go first sometime?
No.
Yeah, where do you go first on the next one?
Because if
So
Russ –
you want us to do all the work so you don't have to say
No, I have notes. I have things to talk about. I always do. I will say Russ only scoring his projection of 23 would be an absolute blessing of Cross Vegas. If I had to pick somebody to go over what their projections were, I'd pick Russ. I'm not sure how much you can depend on Fournette, although Ronald Jones did fumble, right? Fumble and got set.
I don't remember.
Believe
I just
that's what
I know that
happened?
Fournette started getting a lot of carries at the end.
Okay, I do not like the Raiders having to play at New England. That's a big
Yeah,
deal
that's-
to their players.
I did have that down too. Yeah, that's
Now, here's my contingency. All right. If Michael Thomas plays or not. If he plays the full game, if he plays the full game, I am going with the Cross Vegas Gamblers to get the win. If he does not play a full game, I do think it's that close that I would think the Methadones will win. Let the record show a contingency pick.
no. So who you picking?
If it depends on Michael Thomas.
Make a prediction
Yeah,
now.
I did make a prediction. Gamblers win if Michael Thomas plays.
We've been
If they
doing
don't
this
win,
for
the
2 years
Methodist.
now. We've always known that someone might not play or not. We've
No,
never
it's
done
Michael
this.
Thomas. It's a huge
I
deal
don't
to his
care.
team. It's a huge deal to his team.
Okay, anyways, I have to go back because I have to address something. I have been on the Derek Carr is trash
Oh man, let's clear the way.
train, so I do have to apologize. So far, he's been impressive. He's Derek Carr right now is 8th in QBR. He's 5th in completion percentage. And ESPN, though, doesn't even have him in the top 25 for quarterbacks this week for fantasy, which shocked me. But so is Derek Carr good or is he not? If ESPN, Matthew Berry and them aren't predicting him in the top 25 for fantasy this week, I don't know.
It's a tough road game, though. I think that's why.
So did I really apologize or did I not there? I don't think.
Did a Brett Steele apology
Yeah.
where you apologize but not really?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what to mark you down for. I'm not even gonna. You have
It's very
to make
simple. Can your brain not compute how to do this?
Phil,
If Michael
Phil, you have
Thomas
to make
plays the whole
deciding
game,
factor here.
yeah, Phil can be the real. If Michael Thomas plays the whole game, Gamblers
We've
was
never
my
done
pick.
that before.
No, man.
Brett.
I know.
So, Brett, just say one word: methadones or gamblers.
I can't right now. If it as there is right now, I would go. I'm gonna go Gamblers if Michael Thomas is
All right,
playing.
Gamblers it is. I'm putting it down.
I will fight this tooth and nail.
All right.
All right, next up, Poker Pharmacist, 1-1, take on the Marmette Midnight Riders. Take it away, Phil.
Yeah, as we were talking earlier, Cam Newton has looked really good so far. Who knows if he's back to his old self? But we'll see throughout the season. And Chase Edmonds, I mean, he's just not getting enough usage to make a difference. And I think Mike Evans, his production, if Godwin comes back this week, it's going to go down a little bit. So I don't think he's going to have as big a week as he did in week 2. On the other side for the Midnight Riders, Baker is still not good. I mean, he looked a little better, just a little bit. And Eckler is looking good. He's averaging 117 yards a game, but he hasn't gotten the end zone yet. I think that's going to be good. Once he can do that, he'll score even more points than he has been. But I think J.K. Dobbins, as your running back 2, is going to be a problem unless he gets more than 4.5 carries a game. He's just not going to get the ball enough to make a difference. But I do think Slayton will bounce back versus the Niners. And overall, I like the Midnight Riders defense a little more. So I'm actually going to go with the Marmette Midnight Riders this week against the Poker Pharmacists.
Phil picking the Marmette Midnight Riders. Nice. Yeah, I think Eckler has been really good this year. I think he's still going to score tons of points. They have him projected for 16. I can see him going over 20. Like Phil said, I'm not big on J.K. Dobbins on your starting running back. Slayton should be gooder or better. Gooder. What kind of word is gooder? Can you take that out, Phil? Anyways.
J.K. and Gooder.
Yeah, I'm all mixed up here. But with Sterling Shepard out this week, I think Slayton's going to get a couple more looks. As for the Pharmacist, Cam is he's on a roll. I think Mike Evans should have another decent week. And I think Polka's got a little bit more this week, so I'm going to go with them. And look, did we even talk about his tight end and how he went off on Monday night? Wow.
Yeah.
But he had like 12, 13 catches. So Waller was pretty impressive.
He's around 40% of their target share.
Yeah.
He did have a lot of yards, though.
But it's going to be
catches.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, though, because they're playing the Patriots this week, and you know what? Belichick likes to take away your number one threat. So we're going to see how they cover that.
You would think it'd be Josh Jacobs if they focus in on that.
Well, that's true.
Possibly. Look at this game.
Forget it. Everything I just said there.
Well, we don't know. Jacobs was banged up a little bit, but I think he's obviously going to play. But, looking at this was probably my toughest matchup to pick, I think. I do like Allen and Eckler getting Carolina. Mike Evans getting a great matchup with Denver. And I also love Allen Robinson going against my Falcons in Atlanta. He's getting a ton of volume, but just hasn't been able to fully cash in on it yet. I think that does change some this upcoming week. So with all that being said, Myles Gaskin is probably the running back to own in Miami if you have to have one. So with all that being said, I have the pharmacist winning in a close one. All right, next up, we have our first podcaster game. The 0-2 Dogtown Dobermans travel to Elkview to take on the 2-0 Elkview River Rats. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, on the Doberman side, I really like Miles Sanders a lot. I mean, he's having a really good season. He's got a really good matchup this week against the Bengals, who are 29th against the run, fantasy-wise. Deontay Johnson, I think we touched on him a little earlier. He's looked really good. He's averaging 19 points a game so far. I know we're only 2 games in, but that's still pretty good. Of course, Josh Allen. I mean, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league so far, averaging 34 points a game. Unfortunately, I think he may be outmatched this week against the River Rats. You got Lamar versus the Chiefs. That could be a high-scoring game. Chris Carson is having a really good season. Same with DK Metcalf, who's basically 4 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown every week, it seems like. And then Rodgers having a really good season as well. He's got the Saints. If Breeze can get the Saints some points, that might be a high-scoring game. We'll see. But I'm going to have to go with the River Rats getting the win over the Dobermans in this one.
Thank you. I touched on this earlier.
You don't just say thank you. Yeah.
I knew he was going to say thank you.
Every time.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
He already
what am I supposed to say?
already forgot I was giving him hell for that last week.
Yeah,
That's what happened there, Phil. He forgot that we gave him hell for that. He's like, what do you mean? What
Dude, I'm an old man. Stop yelling at me.
Man.
I really did forget. Anyways.
So polite. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, my face is probably beat red. But anyways, I touched on this earlier. I like the way the Dogtown Dobermans played last week. I think they're the best 0-2 team in our league. I think Big Ben and Josh Allen is a nice 1-2 for fantasy quarterbacks. His running backs, Connor and Sanders, pretty tough. Who knows with Odell Beckham? I don't know what we're getting there. Deontay Johnson, I touched on earlier. I really like this guy. I think he's a good number 2 receiver. But my team this week, the Ravens and the Chiefs, it's going to be a shootout. I love Carson against the Cowboys. I think Chubb will have a good game. I was surprised with Edelman. He got a lot of receptions this week. I have noticed though that when they come out, they don't usually start with him on first down. They'll even have 3 wide receiver sets, and he's not on the field. So I don't know what's going on there. But I think my team's just got too many horses this week against the Dobermans, so I definitely taking my team.
Yeah, I'm pretty, as we talked on before, I'm pretty excited for Lamar and KC on Monday Night Football. Edelman, I don't know if he can keep it up or not. He was gassed
Yes.
on Sunday night. Whew. The wide receivers for Dogtown are going to have big days. Dante Johnson, OBJ, and Pittman are going to have huge days to be in this one. Don't really see it all the way. I do have the River Rats going to 3-0, as much as it pains me to say. So, Detroit, I predicted you to win.
What?
I predicted you to win the game.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you forgot to say something.
Oh, next game.
Next up, we have the Roxanne Renegades at 1-1, traveling to Montrose to take on the 0-2. If you haven't heard yet, Montrose Mega Powers. Go ahead, Phil. Take it away, buddy.
Well, the Roxalina Lions have a pretty tough matchup. The Detroit Lions have a pretty tough matchup this week against the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know. They may have to put up some points. So Stafford may have a pretty good game where he might have to throw a lot. And of course, Amendola may be getting some of those balls. Same with TJ Hawkinson. But Brett does have – the Mega Powers do have Watson and Prescott, who they should put up big numbers. Running back may be an issue this week, though. I don't know. I mean, who knows what Gurley is? I mean, we say that every week. Gibson, if they can get him more involved, he could put up some numbers, I think. Defenses, I feel like, are pretty even. But I think the Lions, if they can have a pretty good game against the Cardinals this week, I think that's going to put the Renegades over the top. So I'm going to go with the Renegades to get the win here versus the Mega Powers.
Wow.
Go ahead, Detroit.
I love it. Yeah, so when I looked at this matchup, this was one of those that I said that one or two games I wasn't sure about. Um, Brett, I just don't like your running back situation. Gurley, nah. Gibson is just a rookie. We don't know how he's going to play out the rest of this year. Singletary, he's only had 9 carries the first game and 10 the second game. So,
Receiving back.
but Watson against the Steelers this week, that's not a good matchup. I do like Dak. Dak will have a big game. I don't know what's going on with Judy. Is he playing this week? I see he's questionable. Galladay, though, for the Renegades, is supposed to play this week. So I could see him in the lineup instead of Amendola or maybe Tate. But Stafford's going to be playing from behind this week, so he'll be putting up some points. I like Drake against that Lions rush defense because it's terrible. I like Jared Goff. So I'm actually going to go with the Roxana Renegades. Woo!
Will Galladay play? I know he practiced today. I do think he will actually play. Sean's torture schedule continues at Pittsburgh. Watson is in the bottom 3 of quarterbacks against the blitz, which we know Pittsburgh ranks heavily. But I do have the wide receiver advantage in this game. Calvin Ridley is going to continue to impress. If Galladay is back, guess who that helps? Marvin Jones. And I think Judy's going to be fine with Driscoll. So, all that being said, look at my projected total, boys. 2, 2, 2, 2. 2 is my favorite number. I have luck on my side. Mega Powers get on the board with a win.
Wow. Well, let's hope so. Your season's going to be a long season.
It's not going to be a long season, boys. It's fine. I have the Texan schedule to start this year. Next up, the Nightdale Dragons at 2-0 take on the Kanawha County Kings at 1-1. Phil, go ahead and tell us what you see in this game.
Well, I basically just had a bunch of questions for this one. Am I overreacting with Edwards-Helaire already, since it's only week 2 when he didn't have a great game this week? Will Chris Godwin play this week? Is this a Melvin Gordon revenge game? Who knows? Could be. Can Drew Brees throw it more than 10 yards? I think we've talked about that a lot. Probably not. Can Phillip Rivers pull his head out of his ass and get going? Who knows? And Kirk Cousins, can he score more than 0 points? We'll see. I think overall, though, I have the defensive advantage. So I'm going to go with myself and get the win here, the Dragons over the Kings.
Well, yeah, looking at this game, hate saying it, but Matt Ryan's going to have a good week. He's been really steady. I know Brett likes to talk about him a lot, but he's been good. So I see that continuing against the Bears. Aaron Jones is not going to score 46 points this week, but he might score 30. I don't think you have anything to worry about with Edwards. Godwin, we don't know. And I like Phillip Rivers against the Jets. Oh, Tim, and your Kings. This team is, I don't know. They're the lowest scoring team in the league by far. I think 30 points behind the second to last team. They just lost McCaffrey, who's their biggest point scorer. So that's not good.
Not ideal.
Yeah, your quarterback can't throw the ball 10 yards down the field, talking about Breeze. You have Kirk Trash Cousins as your other quarterback. Tim, I really think you're in trouble this year. I know a certain host picked you to make the playoffs, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't like Tim's team. I think he might be one of the bottom 3 teams in this league this year. So I'm going with the Dragons.
Did I put Tim in the playoffs?
I thought you did.
I think I did. I have him at 7. No,
Well,
I put
you
him at
did
7.
now because I said.
Yeah, I put him right just outside at 7. Okay, so looking at these notes, like it's been said, Kings are injured like hell. I mean, where I was looking at this, all I simply put was, where did the points come from?
Yeah.
Where? Drew Brees, again, Michael Thomas plays. It's going to be big for Brees. Nightdale Dragons have favorable matchups all across the board. Aaron Jones rolling. Godwin show up. Is he playing? Godwin's playing, right?
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah, he's supposed to.
So game goes to the Dragons. It'd be nice to have this easy of a schedule to start out. Next up, our game of the week.
I'm scoring the fourth highest point so far. It's not
I
just
think
about
I'm
your
like
schedule.
fifth. Game of the week. I think I'm actually
Whatever.
game of the week.
You're 6.
The Glasgow Gunslingers at 1-1. That's right, 1-1. Take on the Hurricane Wampus Cats, also at 1-1. Phil, go ahead and give us our game of the week prediction.
Well, obviously, if stat corrections don't change anything in the morning, the Gunslingers are going to be pissed about this loss. So they're going to be coming in ready to take out the Wampus Cats pretty easily. Although I don't think it's going to be easy. It's going to be another tough matchup since the Wampus Cats are looking pretty good and he's getting pretty hot. And he's got Kyler versus the Lions. I think we've talked about that already. It could be a pretty good day for Kyler Murray. Wide receiver is a strength, of course. He has Devontae Adams, but Adams may not play. We'll see. I think he's supposed to, but if he doesn't play, that could be a problem.
Do you want to change your pick? So if Adams does play, you pick this team, and if he doesn't, you pick the other team.
Because I have an open mind, Phil, and can think about more than one thing at once, I will allow
It's
it.
not about – you got to make a decision. You can't say wish-wash on it, You got to say one team or the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, but okay, so yeah, but the Giants, ironically, Devonta Freeman is filling in for Saquon, who the Gunslingers just lost last week, and now he's facing the Gunslingers. He does have some guys to fill in for Barkley. Of course, he's not going to replace that production. And then who knows what Nick Mullins is going to do, filling in for Jimmy G if he plays. Fitzpatrick, he looked okay last week, and he's got a pretty good matchup this week. So I'm going to go with the Gunslingers to get the win here.
Yeah, I'm along the same lines here. Gunslingers, they did lose Barkley, but they're still stacked with Elliott and Mixon. Julio, I almost said Julio. Julio Jones is questionable. I don't know. Brett, is he playing this week? What's going
It's
on?
up in the air, hamstring. He injured
Okay.
more versus Dallas than he did in week 1.
All right. He's running out there with Nick Mullins. I doubt Kittle plays this week. I still think he has a little bit too much offensive power for the Wampus Cats. Murray against the Lions is huge, but I don't like Freeman. Who knows what Devontae Adams, if he's playing. Ryan Fitzpatrick is that quarterback that just, he'll put up a monster game, and then he'll have 3 or 4 interceptions. So which one are you getting there? I think it'll be close, but I see the Gunslingers winning by about 10 points.
All right, so does Julio play hamstring? That's going to be interesting effect on the game. Does the Kyler and Hopkins domination tour continue? I think it does, based on the fact that where they're going. Can Mixon get it going? That's going to be a key to this game. Joe Mixon, please do something. If you can't tell, I have him in other leagues. Amari Cooper should have a huge game against Seattle. I really do think this is going to be possibly Amari Cooper's biggest game of the year. Fitzpatrick versus Mullins. Is this real life? Terrible QB matchup, but, injuries happen, so we'll see. I really do think this is going to be close again. I just think the Gunslingers find a way to get this victory and move to 2-1. Definitely not 3-0 because no stat corrections. All right. Anything else on week 3?
No, that's about it.
All right. So, Detroit, our locks of the week. I believe me and you were at 1-1 and Phil's at 0-2.
Yes.
Go.
Oh,
He took the Raiders. He's at 1-1.
Yeah, I had the Raiders.
Wait.
He
I
had
was
the
thinking,
Saints. As I said it, I was like, wait a minute. We're all at 1-1. We went 2-0. We went 3-0 last week.
okay, so my lock of the week is the first week I took the Lions. Second week I went against the Lions. I won. So the third week I'm going back to the Lions. The Lions game, that is. At Arizona, the over-under, I looked today, was 55.5. That is a ton of points. I don't care if Arizona scores 35. The Lions aren't scoring 26 or whatnot. It's not going to be Over. I'm not part of the Over Club. Sorry, Dave Portnoy and Big Cat. I'm part of Brandon Walker here. I am under. So take that to the bank, and Brett, you suck.
Phil, tell the people how to get a hold of us and give us your lock of the week.
As always, you can call into the show at 901-609-KDFL. We're looking at you, Eric. You can follow the show
book this week
on Twitter. You can follow the show on Twitter at KDFL Podcast. You can follow myself at Phil Ruxey. You can follow Detroit at Detroit8374. And you can follow our host, Brett, at BrettStill2. And my lock of the week, I'm going to stay actually in the same game as Detroit. I'm going to go the Cardinals -6 versus the Lions.
All right. So for my lock of the week, it was hard. I don't like this slate this week at all. My lock of the week, going home, boys. Atlanta Falcons -3 versus the Bears. Something has to go right eventually. Sometime. So, yeah, Falcons -3 at home versus Chicago. So, for Jonathan Detroit Haynes, for Mr. Phil Ruxey, this has been the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast, and we will see you next week.